Hello, I'm Brian Stiller, and I look forward in being with many of you as we look at the scripture, we discuss our own lives, we think of the world, and as people called to serve Christ in many parts of the world, I'm delighted that I have this opportunity of being with you. My background is simply I was born in a minister's home in Western Canada, met my teenage sweetheart, went to University of Toronto, and then spent 16 years with Youth for Christ as its national president. From then I went on to develop the alliance in Canada called the Evangelical Fellowship of Canada, and was there for a number of years until 1995 at Tyndale University, then called Ontario Bible College, went bankrupt, and I had a new assignment of recreating a school and bringing it into a new era. Over the last 10 years, I've served as global ambassador for the World Evangelical Alliance. Just a kind of a quick macro view of it all. There are 3 Christian communities in the world. Out of the 2.4 billion, 1.2 are Catholic, 500 million would be part of the World Council of Churches, and within that 500, you have 300 million that are Orthodox. So you've got 1.2 billion, 500 million in the World Council, and evangelicals are about 650 million. The World Evangelical Alliance, which I serve, was formed in 1846, and over the last number of years, of course, has redesigned itself as a global voice. So my role is simply to travel the world as an old white-haired man encouraging younger leaders. I've done a little bit of leadership in my past and done some writing, so I have opportunity both to speak into the lives of people who are serving, meet other leaders in other religious communities, and to encourage our evangelicals in their leadership. So we have some sessions coming up in a few weeks. And I was asked just to kind of give a quick overview. The first one, it comes out of a book that InterVarsity published a couple of years ago called From Jerusalem to Timbuktu. And the question that I asked was given in 1960. So that's 60 years ago. There were 90 million evangelicals. Today, there's 650. Latin America, in 1900, there were 100,000. Today, there's 100 million. So I asked myself the question, what has precipitated this growth in our community over the last few decades? That has no comparison. There's no other religious movement in history that can compare to this. So there are 3 factors that drove the growth. And there are 2 factors that shape our identity and our ministry. So I'm going to spend some time on that, and hopefully it'll trigger some questions. But then I want to go into Acts, and there are a couple of items that surround the word vision. And I've done a number of these, but let me take 2 of them. The first is Ananias. He was trapped by the culture of his day, both the Christian community and the wider community in Damascus. But the Spirit moved him in ministry out of his fearful zone into a new zone. And I want to talk about how faith is not an emotion, it's not a belief, it's not a hope, but it's something that is quite different. And in my life, I have found the understanding of faith as an operative component of ministry leadership has been critical at various times in my life. The third one comes out of Acts 10. You have Peter. I think he's encased in his own Hebraic racism. And so he's confronted. He moves from where he has been, from his religious legalism, through a new door that encompasses others by the gospel. So I look forward in being with you. I was asked to remind you of the dates. It's April 28th, May 18th, and June the 8th. So that's April 28th, May 18th, and June 8th. Now, they are at 2 times. So these 3 messages will be given at each of these times. But they are 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's GMT time. So the three messages, those 3 dates, April 28th, May 18th, June 8th, at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I'm Brian Stiller. Thank you for this moment of meeting you. And I so look forward to our time together and the interaction that I hope that these ideas and messages that have been born out of my own understanding of the gospel, but out of my life and experience, might be of help and value to you. Thanks so much. God bless.